So today we're going to roll out a base and then make a coil for a hand-built container or vessel. What you will need is a piece of clay, a folded piece of newspaper, a tracer for your base, some water, a scoring tool, a rolling pin, and 2 wooden dowels. The first thing that you need to do with the clay is to wedge it. Wedging removes all the air bubbles, so you're going to take and push it down on the table, then stand it back up, push it down, and you'll want to do this about 15 times. Alright, then you can take it and pat it into a ball shape. And you will take and put your 2 sticks on either side of the ball. Then you will take your rolling pin and you will roll. This isn't a test of your strength. Just gently roll it a couple times. You will have to flip it, otherwise it will stick to the table. You might also want to flip it this way so that you don't create a long oval, but more of a circle shape. And you will continue to roll it down until your rolling pin rolls on the 2 sticks. I like to flip it one more time when I'm done rolling, just to make sure it's not stuck to the table. Then I'm going to use my tracer and put it on the piece of clay, and I can draw around it with my scoring tool. And then I have my circle base. You'll have to carefully take it off the table and then write your name on the bottom. And your class code, and then put it on your newspaper, and it does not come off of your newspaper. The next thing you're going to do is take this extra clay and wedge it again. You'll want to wedge it about 15 times. Anytime you get a new piece of clay or you ball up scraps of a clay or a coil that you don't like, you need to re-wedge it. Okay, after it's done about 15 times, you're going to give yourself a nice working space so that you can roll a coil. Clear out your area so that you can use the whole space. When you roll a coil, go ahead and make a ball out of the clay. I'm not mushing it, I'm just gently patting it in my hands to make a ball. I start the coil in my hands by rolling it back and forth like this. If it becomes too much of an oval, you can just kind of squeeze it back into your circle shape. Then you can go ahead and roll on the table. When you roll on the table, you start in the middle, and roll it, and then from the middle out. So you have to start in the middle and go out. I use my whole arm to roll, not rolling really small like this, because that only rolls in one area. And I'm not pushing really hard. It's just to gently roll the coil between your table and the canvas. If there's an area that needs to be rolled more, go ahead and roll in that area. You can use one hand thing. Keep rolling out. If it takes too long, you can pinch it off and then just work with one piece. You want your coil to be about as big around as your ring finger. Once you have it rolled out, you're going to want to attach it to your base. To do that, you slip and score both pieces of clay where they're going to touch. Notice my coil is pretty consistent. It doesn't get thick and thin, thick and thin. It stays the same diameter all the way down the length of it. I'm going to attach the coil to the top surface of my base, so that's where I make the score mark. Then I'm going to take my coil to the score mark that they're touching, wrap it around where they meet. I pinch it off. Make sure it's lined up correctly. I don't pick it up off the newspaper, I leave it there. And there I have one coil attached. You can go ahead and attach a second coil. I'm going to roll it out a little bit more so it's the right size. check and see if it can go all the way around. It does. Stepping forward. And then if I want to build my container so that it is curving out to make the bowl shape for the body, I would stack my coils so that they are not directly on top of each other, but so that the next one is staggered out, kind of like steps. So this one's going to come to the outside like this. Where they meet again, I pinch it off, and then I smooth it together. The one thing that you want to avoid is these seams where they meet. You don't want them right on top of each other. So the one that's below it, I need to make sure that's not at the same spot as this. Then I can go ahead and keep building, or it would be a good time to stop now and smooth my sides together. And that's how you do a base